Hello, everybody. So, just gonna make sure that we can hear the audio correctly, because historically, we've had some audio issues. I'm gonna see if I can pump up the gain a little bit extra on this mic today. I want to make sure y'all can hear me nice and clear, because I'm gonna be sorting and it's gonna be loud. All right. What do we think? Does that sound good? Sweet. All right. Thank you guys all for being here. How's it going today? I have a big bucket of Lego, you can see here. And my aim is to get through all of it. Probably not today though. And then I have also a bunch of these clear containers, which I'm going to be bringing over. And then we'll just kind of get through it and see. So I'll also kind of show you guys my new sorting system as I go, the way that I'm categorizing things now. So like I have bricks with rails on. Oh, my focus is down here. Bricks with rails on get their own thing. Wedge plates get their own thing. All right, let me check in with the chat real quick. Robert Law, that's awesome. You picked up the Falcon on Brick Vault. I love it. Yeah, it's funny. They were running the 25% sale at the same time I was running it, so you could get everything that I've made at the same time. It's weird though that Rebrickable has this law. This like I was gonna say law. They have this rule that you can't go less than $1. So even if you want to do a sale, they're like, that will mean that this dollar product is less than $1, so you can't do it. So that's annoying. Hello there, New England. Hello there, Slab Geezor 117. Where do you get your random parts from? Just garage sales and stuff? No, not really. I tend to 90% of it is sets, official sets, and then I hop around to garage sales and things like that when I can, but I almost never find anything. Flea markets, I find stuff. And yeah, some occasional lots on, whatever third-party seller. But typically it's either Bricklink for specific pieces that I need for a model that I'm making, or official sets. That's like 90% of it. Hoarder66, after I did your Infiltrator mod, I ended up modding it a little more. Got rid of the shooters and lengthened the slope more towards the front. Nice. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing a little more overhauling for that myself. All right, so I have all these blue plates, so I'm just going to go ahead and put those in here. So I have color groups. Just talk about my sorting system for a second. I have color groups. I don't do individual colors. So like all the shades of blue, all the shades of green, brown, tan. Tan will go with like dark tan and nougat and gold. Those will all go together. But then I'm also separating out certain parts by like part type. So I'm keeping all my clips together. I'm keeping all of my these special modified bricks with these guys right here, with the 2 studs on the front, and also the ones with the 4 studs on the front. Those are all getting grouped. So then there's no color sorting for those. So it's kind of an interesting, I'm doing a hybrid between color and part type. K Crane agrees. We should see more Infiltrator mods. All right, it's good. It's good to know. Yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good set. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother with it, That was kind of how I felt about the TIE shuttle or the TIE bomber. I forget what it was. I made it into one or the other from last year. I was like, it's a good set. It just needs a little help. Okay, so I'm also sorting out everything that is like a rounded tile in any description. So whether it's fully round or partially round, I'm keeping those all together. Every kind of Technic pin goes together. Anything that's like has a Technic pin hole into a plate goes together. So we got some. Oh, you know what I need to find in here is a brick separator. Oh, there's one. Handy. I also have a big drawer with all of my brick separators in them as well. Okay, so then every single kind of jumper plate gets put together regardless of color. Hey, what's up, Casper? Thanks for being here. The Playscale Razor Crest suffers from the same missile launcher button build, and I noticed they both get stuck. Huh. Yeah, that was that was a first time experience for me, and I didn't like it. Put all my gray bricks together. Gray plates. So I separate out by light gray and dark gray, and then I put both light bluish and regular old light gray in one, and the regular old gray and dark gray and light bluish gray and dark bluish gray goes in one. But I'm thinking about separating those out now, because there's so many of the old the old parts, the ones that are the classic grays don't really come in like useful parts anymore. They're not really like useful for modern milk making, so I think I'm going to separate those out. Let's see. I'm going to do a container here for my white plates. These little tiles with the stickers on from the Sanctum Sanctorum, I think, or from the Spider-Man No Way Home set in the basement of Doctor Strange's house. I like those tiles a lot. Okay, and then currently I have all of my Technic stuff, like lift arms, bricks, all of that is all sitting in one drawer, and I'm going to separate that out because there's too much Technic stuff. So I'm going to be changing that from now on. I have a thing for like ladders and stuff like that. I think I'm going to start adding these to that bin. So another separate bin for that. Oops. K Crane is going to build Grogu Escape. Nice. That was a fun little set. Just massively overscaled, but you know, it is what it is. What did I do with my... what did I do with my one of these? Oh, never mind. This is the first one. All right. I'm just going to keep my gray plates together. Man, I thought I was like going to have so much table space here. I was like luxuriating in how much space I was going to have, and I'm immediately like, I have no space for anything. Okay, weird little bar things like the bucket handles are going to get their own category. Howdy, the Super Trooper. Good to see you. I want to kind of alternate between doing these kind of streams and game stuff. And also, once I'm done with the Jack series, I want to do Lego games. I think that'd be really fun. Somebody suggested that in one of my other streams, and I was like, that is a good idea. Casper recognizes those little shelves, the same ones for your minifigure storage. Nice. Yeah, I have a bunch of different methods that are all kind of stacked on top of each other. So I have these ones that all go into a big drawer holder thingy. I have smaller ones of these, like the ones that are half size. Then I have crates, and I also have drawers, like actual opening drawers with big plastic things. So yeah, I have a lot of different systems stacked on top of each other. Francisco, hi Francisco, wants to know, also your previous comment about old gray being used as worn parts for Star Wars ships. Absolutely. People get mad at me every time I do that, though. They're like, how dare you mix old gray and light bluish gray? But I think it looks good, specifically for Star Wars. But have I seen X-Men 97? I have not. I actually, not because I have no interest in watching it or anything, I just simply haven't had time. But I actually kind of missed the original X-Men series back in 97. And so I don't have like this huge nostalgia rush for it where I feel like I need to watch it immediately. But I will check it out at some point because it's animated, it's Marvel, and it looks good. So, and I've heard it's good. I'm presuming you're watching it though. Slayer wants to know, what other microscale Star Wars ships have you planned to build and add to the fleet? Man, I have a list. I've several hundred ships on my list. One of the ones that I really want to do soon is the Crucible, which is Hu Yang's original ship from the Clone Wars, where he takes the younglings to get their lightsaber crystals. Because that one is like, in my scale, I think it's like 27 studs long or something, and that's like a perfect little mid-sized project to tackle. So that'll be fun. Man, you guys are showing up today. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone for being here. Oh, a Sentinel from the X-Men would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. I have no idea how I would go about doing that. That's an interesting challenge you're posing there. Where's the KOTOR Hammerhead on that list? It's on there. It's at my scale, it's I think 120 studs long or something to that effect. So just a little bit bigger than the Nebulon B, which is kind of an intimidating project to take on. And I also wanted to do, you know, the Rebels, the home base blockade runner, General Sato's original flagship. I really want to do that one, and that's also around about 100 studs long. So I'm just sort of deciding. I'm in limbo right now as to picking which thing I want to devote my time to first, because time is like the most precious asset when it comes to this stuff, because any project I do is going to eat up days or weeks of my time. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, I posted a Droideka model yesterday. It's literally tiny. It's minifig scale. That was my entire day yesterday, was doing that. Let's see. Trying to get back on the chat here. Hoarder says, same Lego is many hobbies all in one, building, sorting, organizing. That's true. That's true. I consider this to be the work end of the hobby rather than the fun end, but yes. So all my grill tiles, keeping all those together regardless of color. Make a thing over here. I'm going to start spreading out this way. Oh, and for anyone who's curious what I'm drinking, I have the finest brew of green tea with a little splash of agave in it. Whoa, K Crane. First ever 2bricks donation super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. That's amazing. I enabled those on a lark like months ago, and then I totally forgot that I had those enabled until just now. So thank you so much. That's awesome. The Dark Right, that's a great name, would like to know, would you ever make a black pearl? Yes. Yes, I will. That's been on my list for a long time. I actually made a black pearl way back whenever the original set was on sale. I bought 2 of them and I kind of combined it, and then I made an even bigger one. And obviously my building skills and also my collection have grown considerably since then. So I would very much like to do another black pearl, and will at some point. I love the Pirates franchise. That original movie is, I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect movie. Thank you, K Crane. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. I appreciate you. And trust me, that will go towards filling a gap somewhere on my minifigure wall, because I really, really want to have that current as much as possible. Where did I put my grills? Oh, yeah. So that I can focus on other things, because it's a lot of attention to detail when you're collecting for the minifigure wall. Do I have black bricks? Nope. Okay. Spreading out this way. Francisco says, I went on 2bricks shopping spree this weekend. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been blown away by the response from you guys to the sale. Ooh, I think I'm gonna keep all my train wheels just together in a separate thing just for train wheels. Yeah, the sale has been amazing. So thank you guys all so much. Again, the support it all goes back into bricks. None of that is like, I'm not funding a new car, new house, none of that. It's all going into Lego. All right, so here we have 2 of the different yellow colors here. So I have the light yellow and the, I forget what it's called, but sort of that more mango-ish tint. Those all go together. I have a big bin of all kinds of yellow plates. I'm going to try to move this without bumping the mic so you all don't get a big hit from that. Okay, good. Let's see. Are you going to get the Cal fig separately or planning on getting the set? No, I'm getting the set for sure, 100%. That set looks great. I've actually never bought a playset scale Star Destroyer before, so I'm very excited for that one. Definitely be getting it. And I think I think almost all of the figs in there are exclusive except for maybe the Stormtrooper. And even then, depending on what head they give it, it might be, or not exclusive, but, you know, new figs. So it's definitely worth me picking up for sure. Okay, so brown plates. Okay, cool. There's brown plate. And these are brown plates. All right. And then Technic stuff. Oh yeah, Hachiroku does have an awesome pearl mock. My aim for my one is to go a little bit larger scale. And okay, so the first one that I made that you guys never got to see, I did the full captain's cabin, opens up, all the detail below decks, every cannon was represented. It was like a huge endeavor. It took me like months to build. So for this one, I'm hoping to outdo that original one, and it'll be a big kind of a event set. But the thing that's cool about that one though is that the original pieces for the Black Pearl, like that made up the hull that they did, are insanely expensive now. You just can't get them. So my challenge is going to be to create a beautiful smooth hull surface that doesn't rely on any of those original molded parts. So that's going to be a really fun challenge. I swear I set up a thing with black bricks. Okay, it's right there. BD1 is crazy expensive. Yes, indeed. A little disappointed that he doesn't come with the BB8 or the poncho. I know, or the BD1 and the poncho. I know that is a little disappointing. I don't care so much about the poncho because I actually go poncho-less with my Cal when I'm playing, so it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, it would have been nice to get him really like kitted out with all the accessories. I felt the same way about Saul Guerrero. Like they could have thrown in representation for his little breathing mask. They literally have the piece already. It's the angled bar with the clear stud on it, and it literally looks like his breathing mask. They could have just put it in his hand, you know. But it's like, okay, fine. We're getting the figure. The figure looks good. I can't ask for too much more or complain too much more than that because, you know, at least they're giving it to us finally. I can complain about the fact that they haven't given us a Mantis. That's insane. Let's see. K Crane says SD is good parts pack for gray plates. Yep, totally. Yeah, we Star Wars fans are not hurting for gray plates already, but you know, still more is always good. Oh, the thing for green. All right, I'm gonna put green over here. Plates next to bricks. So currently in my system, I'm not separating out. I'm not distinguishing between bricks, and slopes, or curved slopes, or anything like that. Those are all still staying together. It's more like specialized pieces that I'm trying to sift out. Oh, is the clinking of the Lego bricks, is it too loud for you guys? I want to make sure that the audio is good. It's been my #1 main issue with streaming, and also accidentally streaming that one time for several hours, which, don't blame me, that was on YouTube. YouTube like randomly kicked off a live stream at like 5 in the morning because I forgot to stop OBS from streaming to YouTube, and then it was like, oh, you're still streaming. We're gonna stream. Let's see. Kind of sad no Tarkin on the Star Destroyer. Yeah, I agree. They are giving us a new Imperial officer. I forgot his name already. But not a new one, but one that they've never done before. So that's something, I guess. But yeah. Excellent. Thank you, New England. Awesome. What about the thing about the new animated series Batmobile being blue? I was mixed on that, and also the cape mold. I was mixed on that as well. I have lately been finding that when I reserve judgment and actually get something in my hands before I form an opinion, it makes a big difference. So I'm gonna wait and see what it's like. But I definitely want to do a little side-by-side comparison for my own version, because that was one of the funnest ones I ever designed. Where's my white bricks at? Man, I'm almost out of containers already. Can you believe it? There are too many different part types, Lego. Help. What's up, Scarif Surf Club? I can never say your name. It's such a tongue twister. What's the capital of Liechtenstein? Well, I mean, I did tell you that my general knowledge base is low. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it is... No, I got nothing. Is it Luxembourg? Is Luxembourg a capital of a country? No, it's not. It's a country of its own. I actually have no idea. Can you tell me what it is? This can be the Scarif Surf Club teaching hour, where you give us random facts throughout the stream. Where did I put my jumpers? There they are. It's Vaduz. Okay. You live in Luxembourg. Okay, well, good. Hi. I've been there one time. I was traveling through, I think I was going from Germany to France, or maybe Germany to Spain. I forget, but I passed through there for like an hour. So it's beautiful. Very small. It's like a mini scale country. Do you keep Lego bricks from childhood, or do you need to restart from a certain point in life? I actually did have to restart when I moved from England to the United States when I was 22. I left my whole collection back in England, and I started over. I actually was in my dark ages at that point anyway, so I didn't even think I ever would start again. Until I started working at the Lego store, and I was like, you know, why did I stop collecting Lego? It's awesome. And then I started up again. It was my downfall. Will.i.am in the Caribbean. Oh, well, okay. I was like, Will.i.am? He is from the Caribbean, isn't he? The rapper. That's really cool, Francisco. I love it. The Caribbean is the coolest place probably on Earth in general. So nice to be from there. How's the weather? Okay, I wanted to start a separate thing just for all of my different wheel arches. So I'm going to be doing a container for that. Oh, my last container. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is overwhelming already. I have such a... You can't really see the stuff that's like off over here, but I have a lot of containers getting filled up already. All right. Actually, upstairs in my Lego room, so I should explain, I'm down on the second floor of my condo that I live in. And I'm right in the middle of my house. So like my kitchen's that way, my living room's that way, my wife's office is over there. And so like you may hear people moving about the house. And by people, I mean either my wife or my dog. Because I'm like right smack in the middle of everything. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so upstairs in my Lego room, which is directly above me. So everything that you see filmed, just know it's up there. The entire floor is currently covered with little piles of sorted Lego that I have yet to put into their relevant bins. So I figured, you know what, instead of trying to sort through that chaos before I stream, I'll just do it over here on the kitchen table. Hurricanes and humidity notwithstanding, yeah, I'm sure that that's a thing. I used to live in Florida back when I first moved to the States for college, and Florida gets hurricanes as well, and it's not fun. It's a little scary. We need a dog cameo on stream. Okay, I'll get him over here later. Before I log out, I'll go find Parker and bring him on stream. He's the best and goodest boy, and he will be very happy to say hi to you all. If I get 1,000 likes on the stream, Parker will make a cameo. All right, where's my 10 bricks at? Here they are. So I include this weird fleshy color that the Luke's land speeder came in. I put that with tan. Just FYI, in case you needed to know that. People do tend to ask, though, how do you sort Lego, especially people who are relatively new to the hobby and get overwhelmed after they buy like 10 sets and they're like looking at this pile, like, what the hell do I do with all this? I'm just going to call you SSC. Says, does your dog ever try to steal Lego bricks? He used to be interested in them, like he used to sniff them. But he very quickly realized that they're not interesting or tasty, so he just leaves them alone now. But a lot of times when I'm building upstairs, he'll be up there with me, chilling out. And he has a little dog bed, and he just is very happy to sit in it near me while I do my building. Oh, it took me a long time to decide what I wanted to do with teal. Teal now lives with blue. I decided it's more blue than green, and that's that. Oh, this was easy. I just grabbed a single piece. Sorted. Wait. Sorted. All right, Mike, I'll call you that from now on. That's easier. And then if I forget, I'll go back to Scarif Surf Club. And then if I forget that, I'll be like SSE, CSS. Hey, what's up? YOLO. YOLO Xenophone. That's a cool name too. Working retail, hate industry with a passion now. I'm with you, man. I worked retail before I got into animation, for like 4 years. And the thing that I really hated about it the most, I think, is that people seem to forget when they're shopping that they're talking to like a human being, with like actual human feelings and stuff. But that being said, working at the Lego store was overall very cool because the kind of people that you get there tend to be more like a little bit more conscious about some of that stuff, tend to be a little bit more thoughtful. But I still encountered my fair share of weirdos. But yeah, I feel you, YOLO. I feel like, my hope for you is that you can escape the world of retail and do what you really want to do, whatever that may be. If you could cosplay anyone, who would it be? If I could pull off like a shirtless Kylo with the high-waisted pants that come up to his pecs in The Last Jedi, I would totally cosplay as that. Excuse me. Blaster gun thingies, these ones with the built-in, I'm just going to call them bricks, and I'm going to put them with the gray. That's what I've been doing up until now. Here, everything to do with a... yes, Ben Swallow, that's right. Everything to do with ball joints is getting its own category. That's been very useful to me because I forgot just how many types of ball joint things there are. Hoarder66, now that I have a dedicated Lego room with Acro Mills drawers covering the walls, sorting has become fun. All right, I love it. I don't even know the brand of my sorting stuff. I'm just like, yeah, the ones I got from Target. A whole lot of milkshakes. Oh, look at that, 18 likes. We're almost up to the, what did I say, 20,000 for a Parker cameo? No, we'll get him over here in a little bit. I'm trying to see what I did with all my Technic stuff. Okay. Someone can do a supercut later of Clipchamp me looking confused. All the moments where I'm just going like, where is that thing? I'm getting parched from all this talking to you guys. Take a swig of my tea. What are your plans when you get to 20k subscribers? I actually have been racking my brains about that. And what I came to the conclusion of is I shouldn't do anything because I'm just thinking about it too much and I'm putting too much pressure on myself. I kind of get that way about like whenever there's a holiday upcoming, I'm like, oh crap, I should do something. Like it's going to be Halloween in 3 months. What do I do? So now I'm just trying to think like really far ahead. So I want to make an advent calendar for this year, like a 2bricks Star Wars advent calendar. And I'm like, okay, Christmas is far enough away that I don't have to think too hard and stress out too much about it. So I don't know, when I hit 20k, which will be fairly soon if I keep up this pace, I'm just going to do a post and say thanks, maybe. Or yeah, maybe I'll hop on and do another stream and it'll be the 20k celebration stream. And I'll wear a funny hat. How would that be? My financial decision was just delivered. I bought the Lego Venator, looking forward to building it. Oh my gosh, that is a landmark set. Congratulations. I really wanted to get the Venator, but I can't justify spending that much money on a single set. Back in the day when Lego wasn't my business and I could say, well, this is my gift to myself, I had a little bit of an easier time justifying those purchases. But now I'm looking at it through the lens of like, that's going to eat up my profits for the month, of which are very slim to begin with. So yeah, I can't be doing that anymore. So my hobby discretionary spending has gone to things like video games now, which I don't have time to play, ironically. Mike asks, which sports teams do I follow, if any? I don't really. Yeah, I don't. Sports is one of those things that like has so much I guess if you want to call it lore invested into it, that I don't know, that I would have to learn to like know what the heck is happening, that I just have never been able to get into it. Oops. Much as I would like to, lots of it's really helpful, particularly like in a workplace setting where a lot of people there are into a given sport. There was a big, like when I was at Blue Sky Studios, there was a big hockey fan contingent over there because it was located in a cold area where hockey is very popular. And my knowing absolutely nothing about hockey put me in a little bit of a disadvantage. But luckily, there was a lot of Star Wars fans there, so I could talk about that. Yeah, I know, K Crane, I know lore is what people describe as the nerdy stuff, but I can't think of a more appropriate word for it. Like when people talk about all the different current relevant athletes and all of the teams and things that have happened in the past, I mean, to me, that's lore, As much as knowing who like a particular glubshido is on Star Wars, that's like the same thing. All right. Oh yeah. I don't know if I said already, but all my ingot pieces are staying together because I use them so frequently for detailing nowadays that it's just not worth me scrounging through bins to pull out ingots. Also, this makes me really sad. This is a Harry Potter set I bought like 2 years ago that I'm taking apart. I don't do Harry Potter anymore because J.K. Rowling went bananas mode on the transphobia, and I just felt like I couldn't support that anymore. So now I'm looking at all these upcoming sets, and they look great, and I want them, but I don't feel like I can justify it. So, bummer. But my Hogwarts continues unabated. I don't have to buy any sets for that, just custom. It's all custom. Tan. Where's my tan? Oh, right in the middle. Ingots are the best. Yes, agree. Hard agree. Hoarder 66. I have shelves to put in on just not a lot of space to build. So right now I'm pulling a coffee table up to put it in the meantime. Oh, nice. It's a good plan. Improvise, Okay. I'm going to take apart this Quaritch mech from the Avatar sets. I enjoyed this one a lot. I was going to modify it, and then I was like, it's good enough as is. I don't need to spend time on that. So for the next sorting stream, which I have to do a lot because I'm, very behind on my sorting, I think I'm going to figure out a new way to lay everything out so that I have more space. Just carefully move the mic over here. Highest price you've paid for a single set. That would be the Razor Crest. And that was after many, many months of humming and hawing and negotiations with my wife as to what would constitute a Christmas present to myself or a birthday present or whatever. But mainly just, it's just such a scary amount of money to spend on a toy, It just feels wrong somehow, even though I have the money, technically. If space and money were no object, which theme other than Star Wars? I really would have loved to do all the castle stuff and like start collecting all the old castle stuff. But first of all, it's all really, really expensive. But yes, I think those sets are gorgeous. Particularly like that Lion Knight's castle and then the recent expansion, the medieval village looks so good. Where did I put my ball joint stuff? There you go. Self-bought presents are awesome. Yes, they are. My wife and I actually have an agreement about that that's been for years, where we're like, we each know each other, or we each know ourselves the best, and we know what we want. So why stress out trying to secretly buy each other gifts that we think we might like? We'll just be open about it and be like, I want this, and then we just get it. That way we're always happy. Void Studios, you're correct. The Razor Crest is beautiful. It was a really, really lovely set. I actually did shoot a full review of it that I never released for some reason. I don't know why. I think the footage is sitting on a hard drive somewhere. I just felt like I had taken too long and everybody else had already reviewed it. And I was like, it's just me rambling about the set, like stuff everybody already knows. But so there you go. If you ever wonder if I have videos that I just don't release or that I'm not happy with, yes, that happens quite often actually. But these days I'm like, you know what? No time, no time, no time. It's content. Get it out there. Did you buy the Dune Ornithopter? Yes, I did. I love that set. I did a review of it, and I'm planning to do a modification. I was going to do a minor modification of the Ornithopter that turned into much, much bigger operation. So I'm saving that for a video down the line. And yeah, basically kind of like what I did with the Shuttle Tidarium, where it was essentially a redo for certain parts of it. That's kind of what I want to do for the Dune set. Not that it isn't good. It's really good. One of my favorites ever. But there's certain things about it that I think I want to get, like more interior space. And I don't care as much about the functionality. Like now that I've played with it a bunch and made the wings go like this, you know, I don't really need that anymore. So I'm trying to like strip some of that out and give it a much nicer interior. The Dark Right wants to know if I played Jedi Survivor. I did. You better believe I played that game. I loved that game so much. I actually had considered back then setting up live streaming to do, you know, my first playthrough on that game, but I just couldn't spend the time to figure out how to do all this back then. Live streaming is complicated, like getting all this stuff set up ahead of time, you know? Respect to the people who do it for a living. Yeah, I think Jedi Survivor to me was a better game, like more fun than Fallen Order, but I thought the story in Fallen Order was stronger. That was my kind of main takeaway from it. Or I guess I was more engaged for some reason with the Fallen Order story. William Walker wants to know, by the way, how many of you guys are here right now? This is amazing. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I love it. So William Walker wants to know, when are you going to give us an update on the microfleet? I love it and I want to see more. Yes, I think about the microfleet probably daily and what my next moves are going to be, and then I kind of get paralyzed. It's sort of like when the Three Stooges all try to get through a single door at the same time, and then they just kind of get stuck. That's me. I have so many thoughts pulling in all these different directions of where I want to go with it that I just don't, and I end up working on something else. Oh, thanks, Kay. 24 watching. That's amazing. Woohoo! Knowing you'll give it a full interior and still find a way to have the play functions. Well, at least some of them. I really like the wings, you know, folding in and out. I don't care that much about the vibration though, so I think that's the part that will get ditched. But thank you. You guys are too kind, and you believe in me too much. By the way, I got to meet 2bricks. If you guys didn't see my my little wrap-up video from the Bricks and Minifigs opening, I got to meet 2bricks over there. That was cool. See a Lego Master in the flesh. What do you guys think about Lego Masters? Is anyone here big into that show? My wife and I personally love the Australian one, and we think that it is the objectively superior version of the show. Ever consider making a Batwing? The Dark Right wants to know. You would want to know that, wouldn't you? Your name being a Dark Knight pun and all. I actually thought the recent set was really, really good, and I felt like it didn't really need any modifications. It was pretty much perfect as is. What's up, Dane? Good to have you here. Or, sorry, Don. Good to have you here. I remember that pronunciation from last time. I just bought the gunship. All right. Thank you so much. You guys are supporting the heck out of me right now, and I feel really good. I feel loved. Thank you. That's awesome. I hope you have just the most fun with it. I actually have a little fix, I guess, or a slight edit that I'm going to be doing to the gunship. People pointed out that the doors have a little too much friction, and so sometimes the door hinges can pop out. So I'm fixing that by using frictionless pins and a slightly different attachment method. So it's going to require maybe like a dozen extra pieces, but it's going to improve the functionality a lot. So look out for that coming soon-ish. And also, if you guys know Brick Cats, he sent me a long list after he built it of his thoughts of things that could be better, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's take that into account. So I'm going to try to knock both of those things out at once. Oh, my gray bricks. Gray bricks, where you at? Oh, right here in the middle. Such a tiny pile. Such a modest little pile for gray. Okay, so Hoarder says, don't care for the US version of Lego Masters. I wish a show about building Lego would be more about building Lego. I completely agree. They get really wrapped up in the formula of like, you know, the competition aspect of it. But then they forget that, you know, we want to see the Lego being built and hear a little bit about their thought process. I totally agree. The Australian version is the best. Casper agrees. Excellent. Oh my goodness, Kay, you're so kind. Thank you so much. That's really wonderful. Thank you. That's gonna buy me. I'm missing a helmet for an A-wing pilot. You just bought that, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. Too much of a reality show. Yes, I agree. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely less cringy than a lot of Fox reality shows are, where particularly the American ones, it's like kind of barf-inducing sometimes. I think their cooking shows are the worst. They're so gamified and just it's not about the thing that they're doing at all, you know. But yeah, I like that Lego Masters Australia keeps tweaking their formula in terms of like the things you can win, like the golden brick and the platinum brick, and what they can do to keep it interesting. But then also they really focus on the actual Lego building, which is cool. And also they're just so likable. Like Hamish and Brickman are so likable. But that's Aussies for you. They're just a very likable bunch. All right. Let's see. Best and worst part of the Lego community. Best part is the fact that like when you talk to Lego people, they're always enthusiastic to talk to you about like your interests, but also their interests. And you can like, if you're ever in a space with other Lego people, they're always just dying to like show you what they've been working on, and they're like waiting for you to shut up so that they can show you what they're working on. And I find that really endearing. I found that a lot at Lego conventions too. Like everyone's always like, So anyway, I'm making this mock, and I don't know. You can just always like, they're just very friendly as a whole. The worst aspect for me is the investor side of it, and the like scalper side of things is just, it's so awful. Like taking our beloved hobby and turning it into a vehicle for wealth generation, like barf, get the hell out of here. Like stuff, I mean, I understand that Lego is a commodity like anything else. And like, I'd much rather people be commodifying Lego bricks than like housing, you know, people need places to live more than they need Lego bricks. But what I find frustrating is that just for like, say a kid who never had the opportunity to get some of those sets from like 2005, 2006, they're never going to be able to afford those in a lifetime because scalpers are making sure that the prices stay sky high. And that sucks. You know, and the people who buy run to the store at opening to buy every single copy of a set that's out so that they can go home and stick it on eBay for like a ridiculous markup, like get a life, do something better with your life. Help the world in some way, please, other than that. Ugh, it's frustrating. This is one of those interesting little conundrums. So I have a Technic pin that's also a ball joint. So does it go with Technic pins or does it go with ball joints? Currently, I've been putting it with the Technic pins, so I'll keep that going. Let's see. Especially in the Star Wars community, yes. Yeah, it's really funny, all these guys who hate all the new Star Wars, or Star Wars is dead all the time, you know, that's all they have to say. And then also their like whole business is reselling Star Wars stuff. Let's see. And the same thing happened with the BD1 fig. Oh man, that's such a pain in the butt. Like I got the set because I thought it looked really good and I wanted to review it, and also the minifig looked really cute, the little BD1, but Lego needs to put that in more sets. Like in a Stinger Mantis Lego, come on. I feel like if you want to sell secondhand Lego new and used, you should be someone who's actually into Lego, not just part of the cash grab. Yeah, exactly. The trouble too is like, and I've even seen people constantly like bragging, like, oh, I just took this whole, like, I saw a post the other day on Instagram, like, I took this mom's entire collection off of Facebook Market, and she didn't even know how much it was worth. I totally like ripped her off, or like I totally scammed her or whatever. And like, you're proud of that? You're proud to post that? Like, wow, congratulations. You took advantage of somebody who doesn't know any better to make profit off of them. Wow. It's, yeah, it's really gross. Don't approve. Yeah, it's any investor suggestion that you get on YouTube is going to be a toxic space no matter what, because the kind of people who are there to get rich quick are probably also on like Andrew Tate forums and annoying like wealth bros who want to like, you know, 10 simple tricks to never work a day in your life and scam everybody out of their money. Like, no thank you. Not for me. Not an investor, but I have sealed sets that I've never got around to building, and I may eventually sell them one day. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. Like, I was actually saying in my minifigure video that I'm going to be selling off some of my old minifigs. But I would like to trade them in at the store rather than bricklink them if I can, because I just feel like they're at least going into a physical store where they're going to be priced somewhat reasonably, and then people can walk in off the street and actually buy them, which is cool, you know? That's actually part of the Lego community rather than this sort of separate investor market where everyone's trading super high value figures and stuff. Just feel like to each other a lot of times, just back and forth. Everyone appreciates making a bargain is a different thing about bragging about ripping people off. Yeah, totally. Like, getting a bargain is fine, but basically saying like, oh, I tricked this lady into giving me her entire collection that's worth thousands for like $100 is, I mean, okay, you can do it, I guess, but maybe don't brag about it. It's nasty. There's a big difference between, oh, I saw that already. In my opinion, there's also a thing buying secondhand sets to keep sealed and sell one day and emptying out shelves. Exactly. Yes. So there's a big difference between absolutely like sucking up all the resources available in your area so no kid in your town can go and buy, because you've gone to every Target and every Walmart and every Lego store and you've cleaned them out. I mean, that's just shitty behavior. Don't do that. But yeah, totally. Getting 2 sets and selling one off down the line is like, there's no problem. In my view, anyway. You should sell them. The store gives us a third of what it's worth, but then they charge twice what it's worth. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's kind of like the pawn shop model. But part of me was thinking, well, if I sell them all in one day, then they're just off my hands and I have cash in hand and I don't have to spend a chunk of my day packaging up orders to ship out to people on Bricklink. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but I'd rather go the trade-in route if I can. But we'll see. I got an unopened Phantom 2 on eBay for about $30 5 years ago. Nice. You would not find that today. Or if you did, it would be gone before you could bid on it. I've been seeing a lot of this stuff about all these Lego YouTubers doing like auctions and stuff, like on, what's the thing called? Whatnot. I'm like, oh, that's a whole other thing that I don't know anything about, that I should probably be getting into, but I'm just over here trying to build Lego, you know? Okay, let's see. Clips. Where did I put my clips? Oh, there. I think I'm going to do a little switcheroo here. I'm going to put all my brackets into this one. Careful. That's better. Yeah. No, you make a good point, Hoarder. You've given me something to think about. It may actually end up being better in the long run if you price them reasonably and don't try to rip anybody off, to sell them directly to somebody on Bricklink. All right. It's a good point. 1 by 1 modified bricks with 1 stud. There you go. You know what? I'm actually gonna go sort some Lego as well. All right, awesome. Yeah, let's all sort our collections. We'll do one big communal global sort stream. It'll be the most organized couple of hours in human history while we're all sorting. Christian Magnuson says, I'm continually amazed by the ingenuity of many Lego builders with how they utilize Lego pieces in unique and creative ways. Do you have an engineering background, or is it pure experience over time? No, I don't have any engineering background. I have worked in model shops in the past, I built sets and props for stop motion feature film at the start of my career. And I've always just been interested in making stuff, but I don't have any sort of engineering background. And actually for me, the part that I struggle with the most in the Lego hobby is Technic and motors and gears and stuff like that. So that kind of shows a little bit. But yeah, I love looking at other mock makers and the way that they're utilizing certain pieces, and then those use cases kind of stick in my mind. And then 3 years later, I'll be like, wait, can't I stick a bucket handle reversed into the anti-stud of that one piece? And it'll just, give me an idea. So, but I do try to stay mostly on system, and I try to learn more from official sets than from mock makers, because I feel like you can really get into the weeds with some crazy stuff that like ultimately looks good but isn't fun to build at the end of the day. So I try to stick more on the side of, being on system, quote unquote. Really hope Lego would make an inverted cheese slopes. I know, me too. And also double-sided plates with studs on both sides. It's time. We need it, Lego. Give it to us. We need it. Who are your favorite mock makers? Sorry if I'm going out of order. There's a lot of chat. I love Inthert, and I love... you're putting me on blast now because I'm not going to remember everybody's names. I said Inthert first because he was like one of the first mock makers I ever like paid attention to. And also Mike Psyche back when he was actually just a mock maker, not a Lego designer. Oh, no worries, Christian. Who else do I love? I'm trying to think of... It's their names that's driving me crazy. I have to look up on my Instagram. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Think you'll ever revisit your Bad Batch shuttle, or are you done with that one? I'm done with that one. I was very happy with what I was able to achieve with it. Oh yeah, so some of the people I follow right now, I'm loving their work. Juggernaut Bricks, LDD Model Maker, Brick Sheepa. Brick Sheep is amazing. He does a lot of like really small detailed creations that I absolutely love. There's a guy called Bricks Unbound who's making a full minifig scale Hogwarts on YouTube. I love him. He does these really, really simple videos that are just shot like he's not even really editing them. He's just kind of shooting raw footage and putting it out there. And it's so cool. Like, I love it. But yeah, there's a lot. There are many. Just check out like Brothers Brick and see some of the mocks on there, and then follow those people. That's what I do. 28 watching. Woo woo. All right. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. Welcome to the sorting stream. We're sorting out some Lego and singing a little bit. The Dark Rite is one of your favorites, huh? Yeah, that's true. I love all that stuff you do. I have to actually look at your Instagram later to see. Hey, what do you guys prefer as far as like Lego social media kind of platforms? Are you guys into Flickr still? Is that a thing still? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok? Is there even a big Lego TikTok community? I have no idea. I have to investigate this. I've got Brick Sheepa's Bendu from Rebels on my shelf. Nice. Oh, that's cool. He would actually send you the breakdown photos. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure these days he's extremely busy because he's doing stuff for Brick Vault and he's doing stuff for, well, all kinds of stuff. Let me keep these together. Instagram and some TWT. TWT. What's that? Yeah, he has a store now. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, you know, you got to do it, right? At a certain point, you just need to. Oh, Twitter, duh. I think you mean x.com? Ah, jeez. I didn't even know people posted stuff on Twitter. I thought it was like not suitable for that, but good to know. Self-promotion. Yeah. Yeah, we have a self-promotion tab in the 2bricks Discord, which you guys can totally join. The link to join is in the description for this video. I have a permalink up for invites, so you guys can hop on in and say hi whenever you want. I might even say hi back. Man, can you believe we're already an hour in and I've just barely made a scratch in this giant bucket? I mean, I can believe it because I was like, this is way too much. I'm never going to get through it. I knew that I was going to fail. Solid Brick Studios does some pretty great mocks. Yes. Yeah, his ones are, they kind of rely more on the scale to really like blow you away. Like he has amazing techniques and stuff too, but the draw of his stuff is like that they're huge. Oh, Rich Boy J, of course, shouts out to my boy Rich Boy J. He does incredible stuff. He has like a perfect mix of trying to go insanely big, but also like keeping the details like super on point. Like he really cares about the details, so major respect. And then he doesn't just do huge stuff either. He does like smaller models too, like his gunship was a big inspiration to me. We were actually talking a little bit on Instagram when I was designing my own gunship. I wanted to make sure he didn't think I was stealing from him. Oh, and Thomas Jenkins bricks as well. Like some of the techniques he uses, and you kind of end up with a fragile end result sometimes. But unquestionably, the stuff he does looks great. So big fan on that score as well. Brown. All right, everybody's hyping up the 2bricks Discord. I love it. Anybody who's somehow in this stream who isn't in the Discord, go join. It's fun. And I'm not one of those people who puts my Discord behind a paywall like a lot of people do. You're like, it's free, man. Just jump in and say hi. All right. Precious jewels. These will forever to me be the General Grievous's Magna Guard staff end pieces. I can't see them as anything but that. For those of us with limited shelf space. Oh, the microfleet. Yeah, so Hu Yang's ship. I want to do that very soon. The original one, the Crucible. And I also want to do a roundup of stuff from Bad Batch Season 3. Which, by the way, didn't the Bad Batch Season 3 end really cool? It was really good. Hot damn. No spoilers here for those who haven't had a chance to see it yet, but ooh, good stuff. No hate, just gotta give credit where credit is due. Oh, oh yeah, Jay's skills, more so than solid skills. Yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely, they both know what they're doing and what they're trying to get out of it, you know? No hate to anybody, of course. Let's see. What do I do with these? Oh, you know what? I actually do have a pile upstairs or drawer for things that are thinner than a Lego plate and that have a clip connection on them, so this will go with that. Can anybody guess what this set might have been? What could it be? All right. Watch Tales of the Empire. Pretty bad in my opinion. Oh, wow. I've only seen the first three, the Morgan Elsbeth ones. And, you know, I liked it. I wasn't blown away. I kind of felt the same way about Tales of the Jedi. Like, it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's cool to see little peeks into the Star Wars stories that we don't get to see, like on the, you know, play out in the bigger shows and whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I kind of watch them and I'm like, cool, nice. Flags. Group all flags together too. Yes, yes, that's what those are, totally. Oh yeah, and I have a separate container for all of the different kinds of click hinges. So these ones here are the ratcheting joints. Ta-da! So those are going to go in their own thing. I think next time I'm doing this, I'm going to have the smaller versions of these containers out. That way I can have more containers and less space. Take up less space. Well, talking David from Solid Bricks, right? Because if it's David from Brick Vault, I strongly disagree. Oh, no, Solid Bricks is who we were talking about. I'm kind of curious what how people opinions have shifted over the years about Brick Vault. I know for a while they got this reputation as like not being very good and not caring about quality and customer service and stuff. But I think all that is in the past now. I'm pretty sure, because they've been great as far as I've seen. And they were actually super careful and thoughtful about my Falcon instructions. They actually helped me to find a couple of errors that I never realized were in there before. I think they need to explain Barris more in her change. Yeah, I haven't got to the Barris episodes yet. That's the one that I'm more excited about because it's kind of this ongoing mystery that's been lingering since the Clone Wars, like since, what, 10 years ago? But yeah, no spoilers for the Barris arc, please. And then the funny thing about Barris is I feel like she was kind of super misunderstood during the Clone Wars arc, so I'm hoping that this new set of stories lines up more with my own interpretation of the character. Like, I never saw her as like this evil, heinous person. Like, she definitely thought she was doing the right thing. And she just went about it in a really, really, really bad way. But she's not like, you know, Vader levels of evil. Mike says, I built the Playscale Ghost before yours existed. Oh, okay, the gotcha. Yeah, the Brick Vault one, and it was good. Okay, good. Yeah, I was actually really surprised that the Ghost, my Playscale, quote unquote, big one, didn't sell better than it did. I thought that would be like a smash hit, especially with Ahsoka coming out. But it just did okay. Well, I mean, which is fine. Every model has a unique shelf life and a unique appeal to certain people. I think maybe mine was just too big. People were like, can't justify the space. Or maybe it was just bad. It was just a bad model. All right, I'm thinking that these Anakin's pod racer fin thingies, I think I'm going to keep those not with the ratcheting hinges, but rather with the yellow plates, because they're too big and they're going to take up my whole ratcheting hinge drawer, is my rationale for that. Don't love how rushed through all the beats are in Tales of the Empire. Yeah, I mean, you kind of... that's why I'm curious why they decided to do it in that format, where it's like 10, 11-minute episodes. To, you know, take your time. Make a season of like 6 30-minute episodes that focus on one character and let it really play out, you know? But yeah, I liked... because I was very, very confused when I watched Ahsoka. Or, Mandalorian Season 2, and the whole thing with, like, Morgan Elsbeth's whole compound, and she was in charge of it, and there was all these people there, and then Ahsoka was, like, running around in the woods outside, killing the guards. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? And then Tales of the Jedi kind of filled all that in and really spelled out, like, what was happening and who was in charge and all of that. So I like that about it. It is kind of, that's really its main purpose, I think, is to be a gap filler for things that you initially might not understand what the heck was going on. Always gets me how the Jedi kill someone and then just get in their ship and leave. Like, are you gonna wait for the authorities? Or no, in Star Wars, you just kill people and you leave. That's how it works. If you're a badass, anyway. That's why Andor is so good. but also why it almost doesn't feel like Star Wars, because every single action that every character takes has consequences and a fallout that has to be dealt with and accounted for. And other times in Star Wars, it's like you just shoot someone in the street and whatever, no one cares. Maybe they do Tales of Bounty Hunters, Prime Django, Boba, and campaign. That'd be cool. I think if I had to guess, the next one would be Tales of the New Republic, and it's going to kind of line up with whatever they're doing with the Rey movie next, possibly. But we'll see. I think it's really just like Dave Filoni says, okay, I'm interested in this particular area, but not enough to make a show. Let's just do a batch of Tales episodes about it. It's probably how those come about. Wish they pick better characters, in my opinion, like Boba during the missions for Empire in his prime. Yeah, I think that goes back to what I was just saying a little bit. Like, it really is just about like who the story team or Dave Filoni in particular is kind of interested in at that moment. Everybody was set and sure that it was going to be all about Baylan and Shin, but I was a little bit dubious about that, because when I thought about it, I'm like, no, their stories are going to play out on screen in Ahsoka Season 2, so they wouldn't want to like give away a bunch of that backstory now. They'll go back and do that later, after that story is all concluded, you know? Whoop. I would love a show or something about stormtroopers and how they see the war. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of okay with not humanizing stormtroopers any further, because especially the Bad Batch showed us that they're conscripted and they actually want to be there. So they're like the one kind of unambiguously bad guys who, when they get shot, like in a bunch in Rebels, just get blown away. You can just be like, you know, they chose to be there. I get that it happens that way during battle between war-torn worlds, but they just don't even care when they're on Coruscant. Yeah. I think the idea for the Tale shows is really good. It's nice that creatives can just return to specific characters and eras without having to commit. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, it's a cool format for that, just as long as they don't try to squeeze too much into one like arc. I think it would be cool even to, like, rather than focusing on 2 characters per season, to do like 1 character per season or 1 character per episode, and have them be less grandiose tales, you know, have them be smaller stories, like a day in the life of Anakin when he was a 15-year-old Padawan running around on Coruscant, you know? That'd be a cool, like, single one-off episode to see. Do you have your sets inventoried, or does the brick count already exceed human scale? I have my sets inventoried, although it's not up to date. But on what is it, Brickset? I was going to say Rebrickable. Brickset.com, I kind of try to keep a relatively active log of what I have on there, because that is the thing that I use to catalog the minifig wall, and then also it tells you like, oh, so if you have this set, then you have 3 of this figure or whatever. So then I kind of know, and I can cross-reference it. But it's a real pain in the butt to go and update that. It's another time suck, you know. I think past a certain point in the timeline, you just have to say all stormtroopers are working for the Empire and are pretty bad. Yep, I think so. And like I said, it's nice to be able to have that sense, like in Rebels when Chopper just like drops a bunch of stormtroopers off a cliff, to not feel too bad about it. It's just like, well, you know, it is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. Because you know, they've gone in depth and humanized just about everybody in Star Wars to some extent, so you kind of feel bad. Except for stormtroopers. Like the clone troopers are some of the most heartfelt characters in the entire saga, even though our only introduction to them in the beginning was as a mysterious thing to be wary of, and then, you know, the people who killed the Jedi. That's all we knew about them. And then the Clone Wars like made them super relatable and human. I don't want that for stormtroopers. Make sure Rebel's a hell of a time. Yeah, totally. Need more sequel content, man. I could not agree more. I know that we're going to be getting some animated content after, now that the Bad Batch is concluded. I really hope that it's sequel related. That is my greatest hope and wish. And even though I know people who work at Lucasfilm and Disney, I can't get anything out of them because they have non-disclosure agreements, so they can't tell me. Clone helmets better than Stormtrooper helmets. I agree. Yeah, and I think the Phase 1 helmet doesn't get enough love, but the Phase 1 clone helmet is a really sick design. As is pretty much every design in the prequels. They all look awesome. Oh, in Lego. Okay, yeah, I mean, both. To me, both are true. Oh, man. I have too much Lego. Oh, don't let my wife hear me say that. I don't have too much Lego. I have too much unsorted Lego. Whoop. Why won't Lego fix the Stormtrooper helmets to be a better size? I don't know. Lego also won't give us the battle droid arms that are bent, but with the hand facing the other way, like that. But they've done it for so many other kinds of droid arms, so I'm just confused why they won't do that for, there's just certain things Lego won't do that I'm just like, why? Why won't you just hurry up and do it for us? Come on. We're waiting. And that includes an easy way to reverse stud direction in Lego. We have to do so many annoying workarounds just to be able to switch stud directions. I think it's funny how during the whole... slightly disagree on the general idea of Stormtrooper equals bad at some time because they born into certain surroundings shapes your view of things that might differ from an objective perspective. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I mean, I know that everyone who's a soldier is a human deep down, but I like the fact that, say, in an Indiana Jones thing, Indy can kill a bunch of Nazis, and I know that what they're standing for is so abhorrent that it's fine that they all get killed, even though they are human beings. I get that. And I kind of feel the same way about Stormtroopers. Like, if we start saying that all the Stormtroopers have complex inner lives and... I mean, they are victims, just like everybody else, but it's sort of like that Morpheus in the Matrix perspective. Like, even though we can acknowledge their humanity and that they are victims of the system, we still got to kill them, because they're the ones that are standing in the way of everybody else's freedom, so they got to go. But yeah, I mean, they're still totally people, and war is still awful no matter what. Django doesn't get enough love for being a template for their favorite characters like Rex. Yeah, totally. Django, because he had such a kind of anticlimactic death, I mean, he was going up against Mace Windu, so he was never going to win that fight. But, because he was just sort of dispatched fairly quickly in the same movie that he was introduced in, I think he hasn't gotten a lot of love that he should have gotten over the years from the fandom. But there's a new Django comic in the Marvel comics that is giving him some more adventures, so that's fun. When you see your army blow up an entire planet and you gloat about it, you have to use basic empathy there. That is true. I think that's the thing a lot of war movies don't really focus on, though, is like the whole point of being a soldier is to remove your humanity and to turn you into a piece that can be moved around a board, right? You're not supposed to be... You're supposed to have your feelings turned off when you're on the battlefield. That's the whole idea. And it sucks. It's a shame that that's what war does to people, but that's what war does to people. He said, having never been in a war himself, but, that's what I gather anyway. Django's a good example of Lucas telling us he's a formidable warrior versus showing us first. Yeah. Yeah, I mean... They did give him that one moment where he shot poor Jedi librarian guy off of the balcony, to show that he's a badass in that scene. And then immediately he gets taken out after that. So yeah, bummer for Django. You like Seer more in Fallen Order or Survivor? Seer's arc in Survivor was really good. I don't want to spoil anything about the story of Survivor, but she really came into her own in that game. And you actually get to play as her for a while, which was super cool. That's probably my favorite overall segment of the game, actually. Sure thing, at the end of the day, it's a saga with defined borders between black and white. Agreed on that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's all fictional. Oh, Coleman Trebor, of course. How could I forget that? Which is one of those anagram names that Lucas loves to do for, I think, was it the actor who played him? Man, my Star Wars trivia is slipping. But yeah, the guy's name was like Trevor Coleman or something. That was like, aka the Dinosaur Jedi. Yeah, he does look like a Parasaurolophus. The Pompadour, Elvis. Sorry, whenever someone mentions Parasaurolophus, I think of The Lost World, which is a very underrated Jurassic Park sequel, by the way. I mean, Jurassic Park, the original, is still the only truly great one, but The Lost World gets too much hate, in my opinion. Robert Coleman. Yeah, there you go. That's what it was. Yes. Thank you. Rumors of The Bad Batch being the end of prequel content. No, I don't believe that for a second. And it depends what you mean by content, like shows and movies and stuff. No, there'll be more. I mean, they're doing The Acolyte right now, which is going to be leading into the prequels and already has a bunch of recognizable prequel aliens and ships and things in it. They're also supposedly going to be doing that game that was like possibly canceled, but that's also kind of a end of the High Republic into the prequels kind of era. So I think that they're actually just ramping up with prequel stuff. I think Star Wars is going to continue expanding in all directions until eventually the stories that are being told are like hundreds and hundreds of years apart, and we're all going to be very lost as to when we are in the saga, you know. But it's good. It's going to keep expanding, and that's good. There's something sweet in you Instagram DMs smell like Playscale Munificent Mock. Okay, I don't know what that means, but sure, good. I think it means the end of the clones. The Lost World doesn't get enough love. Thank you, a man of culture or a person of culture, or are they them of culture? I don't know your pronouns. I'm sorry. Hello. Yes, totally. It's one of those that I saw as a kid and I was like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen. And then later on when I watched it as an adult, having heard how terrible it was, I was like, no, everyone's wrong about this movie. It's actually good. It's the only one that's actually concerned with the conservation of dinosaurs as like animals, which is one of my favorite aspects of it. They're not just mindless monsters. Oh, you guys, I'm running out of space. Is your video of the minifig Droideka ready to post yet? No, not yet. I haven't actually shot it yet. I just wanted to like sit with the design just for a little bit longer and just make sure that I'm fully 100% happy with it. Because in the past I've been too hasty, and then the next day I'm like, what was I thinking? This thing needs tons of work. But I am pretty happy with it overall though. Okay, don't believe it though. They're gonna make more. Yep, totally agree. Prequels are never going away. They're a huge part of the saga. So excited for the Acolyte. Convinced it'll be one of my favorite Star Warses ever. I am too. It's gonna be really good. And the internet, the cottage industry of people whose whole career and personality is telling you to hate things that are woke and whatnot are gonna tell you that you should hate this series, but it's gonna be really good. I just feel it in my bones. If they can capture the same writing quality that they got for Andor, but apply it to the height of the Jedi era, ooh, man, we're in for a treat. And Leslie Headland is a very, very talented writer and showrunner. And I'm just excited to see a lightsaber whip in live action. That sounds like it's going to be amazing. I like both Jurassic Park 1 and 2. In fact, just had a discussion about it today. Nice. Man, what am I supposed to do with this giant temple 4+ wall thing? Oh my goodness. I have actually a big bin for like kind of big useless parts that, I mean, this isn't useless, but like I'm not going to use it in a mock because it's so specialized. So this will probably end up going in that bin. It almost looks like a little minifigure display stand. Right. Plus Trinity swinging a lightsaber will be awesome. Yes, it will. And the Matrix, the fourth one that they did a couple years ago, also got a lot of hate. But one thing I really loved about it was, in the spirit of like COVID sucking and everyone being depressed and the world just feeling like it was on fire, I think it was Lana Wachowski who made that movie, was like, you know what? I don't care. My favorite heroes, they're alive now. Whatever. Screw you. They're alive because I want them to be. And it almost had this like fairy tale quality to it that I really liked. It didn't feel like it belonged alongside all the other Matrix movies. It felt like completely its own thing, but I was okay with that. Both are not great being literature made into movies, but they still hold up in terms of sci-fi or SFX entertainment. Oh yeah. Yeah, I actually never read the Crichton Jurassic Park books. I don't know why I said the Crichton Jurassic Park books, as if there are other Jurassic Park books not written by Michael Crichton, but yeah, I never read those books. I am actually pretty poorly read in general, and I rely on audiobooks to help me, because I was actually just talking to my wife about this the other day. Like, I don't think I can actually sit through a book anymore and like actually sit down and read it, because my eyes get so immediately exhausted that I just feel like I'm gonna fall asleep, you know? Sorry, I lost a piece. So like, I'll be 10 minutes into a book, even one that I really love, and I'll just be so sleepy I literally can't keep my eyes open. The Great Brain Robbery. Yeah, it's a great name too. First of all, love your work. Thank you so much. What's next redo of a Star Wars ship you have planned? Right now, all of my attention is focused on Ahsoka's T6 shuttle, because that is a huge project. And then after that, I really want to do... I really want to do some cool, like, Sith and dark side ships. Like, looking at Maul's Sith Infiltrator kind of got me, like, a little bit hyped for some of those things. I really love the TIE... What is that thing called? It's like the TIE shuttle from the Old Republic. We actually got an official set of that at one point. I really want to do a mock of that because it's just super cool looking. And I also want to do the Corvus from Battlefront because it is also super cool looking. Highly recommend the 2 Crichton ones. Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that. I'll maybe consider adding it to my audiobook list, which is already like 12 books long. I'm currently listening to the Shadow and Bone series that was made by Netflix. It was excellent, and then they canceled it. Left the whole thing incomplete, so I'm going back and listening to the books to see how it was supposed to end. So that's fun. Or I'm sorry, not Shadow and Bone. They did finish that, kind of. Lockwood and Co. Those were really good. Like the Sith Fury. Yes, the Fury class. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I really wanted to do a bigger one, like a playset scale one of those. I actually want to do playset scale ones of a lot of the Old Republic stuff. The only thing that's kind of making me hesitant about it is that I never actually played those games, so I'm relying a lot on like secondhand reference and stuff, like not my own memory. So I'm like a little more detached from it, but it's just the stuff looks so cool that I'm just like, man, I really want to do it. It's a random gray R2 leg that I think came in the Death Star trash compactor set. That can just go with gray bricks for now. Are you planning on reviewing the UCS TIE Interceptor? I am not. I don't think I can spend the money for what I'm getting on that, especially because I think that figure will be relatively easy to source. I could be wrong, but I actually already built the mouse droid from that. I looked up the instructions. And I really liked the TIE Interceptor that we got like playset scale not too long ago, and I just don't feel like I need to build another TIE interceptor right now for, what is it, 250 bucks? Too much typing and too little sorting on my end. Gotta keep up with your sorting. No, that's okay. Please type away. We need the engagement so YouTube knows that I'm doing a good job. Do you have all of your mocks still built, or do you take them apart? I'm actually, after I'm done with this sorting thing that's going to be going on for several months, so basically once my collection is sorted, I'm going to start doing mock disassembly streams. Because I do have most of them still together, and I need the parts for other things. It's to that point. Although I really wanted to tell you how much I appreciate your Think Like a Lego Designer concept. Thank you so much. It's super nice to be able to see things from your perspective design-wise. Awesome. That's so great. Thank you. I know it's sort of evolved a little bit beyond the original conception of it, which was to try to like make the Fondor as if it was a Lego set. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to like... whatever. I'm just going to make whatever I design and just talk through the design process, and hopefully people like it. And apparently they do. So thank you so much. You've mentioned Jack and Daxter, right, with all these people in there. Oh, yes. So, hey, everybody. If you haven't gone and supported my Jack and Daxter Lego Ideas project, link is down in the description. Go give it a look. It's from a series of games that are very beloved to me, but apparently not that well known anymore, even though back in the 2000s they were like system selling games for the PlayStation 2 and 3? No, just the 2. That's probably why people don't know them anymore, because they stopped making those games after PS2. Do I have a thing for these? No. Okay. I'm building a 36 base plate mock. Oh my goodness. First of all, hi. And yes, that is going to be a behemoth mock. Oh my god. T6 progress looks so cool so far. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm making progress on it. I had to, once I figured out that I was all wrong about the ramp and how all of that works, and that the ramp is actually in the wing, I kind of had to go back and rethink some things. And also I was waiting on parts orders, but I am making progress on that. I should have a new update out, if not this week, maybe next week, or maybe the week after, but as soon as I can. I'm hoping that that one goes up on Brick Vault, but if it doesn't, I'm just going to go ahead and put it up myself. No worries, James. It's pretty fair. Gosh, some of the new Lego Star Wars that's coming out looks so good. Did you notice the droideka has some Ford rake on the body? I did notice that. I think it looks cool. I saw in Jang's review, he said he did not like that about it. Because it's like the angle of the guns angles downwards, and it's like unappealing. But I didn't mind it. That's my favorite set of 2024, actually, the droideka. Looking up online, it seems I'm confusing Jack and Daxter with Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, so those were kind of competitors. They were kind of a similar thing at the same time. And it was like, oh, the two action platformers going head to head. And Ratchet and Clank ended up having a lot more staying power because they kept on making new games for it, and they changed the formula very little. Whereas it was sort of, iteration. Whereas the Jack and Daxter series, each of the core really all the games, all 6 games feel very different from each other. So it was kind of like, what even is this franchise? How do we continue it? And then also Naughty Dog wanted to go ahead and make Uncharted and then The Last of Us. So they sort of just didn't make anymore, which is such a shame because I love those games so much. Seems like I have to give the droideka a second look then. Yeah, I don't know what it was about it, but as I was building it, I had this huge smile on my face the whole time. It was like a really fun experience for me. But your mileage may vary. Before my Dark Ages, I had the Technic droideka, definitely from a different era of Lego. Oh man, yeah, absolutely. I kept thinking about that as I was building the new one, I'm just marveling at like how different the Lego system is now. Because I also had that one. It was a Christmas present for when I was like 15 or something. And oh boy, I love that thing so much. But the wing mechanism, or the opening and unfolding for the legs and the arms was like pretty shaky. Didn't really work that well, unless you hit it absolutely just right. And even then, it was because it relied so heavily on rubber bands. Like after 6 months, you would come back and it would just be drooping because the rubber bands lost their tension, you know. But yeah, that one was a real like experience of a set to have it back in the day. I remember Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 as a kid, so I got all of them. The game for PS4. Yes, I absolutely loved the updated It's About Time, which is such a great pun title, which was technically like Crash Bandicoot 4. So good. You know, I still haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet. It's been sitting there waiting for me to play it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I played like the first hour, and then I was like off to do other things. But yeah, I remember Spider-Man for the PS1. That game absolutely rocked. That thing was so good. I mean, absolutely horrible by today's standards, but back then, ooh, still just as fun as it was back then. Nice. Yeah, I liked the end of Uncharted 4 where you could play an emulator of Crash Bandicoot in the game. That was fun. I played through like a bunch of it. I was like, I wonder how deep this goes. Is the whole game on here? And I actually didn't bother to check. I lost interest. I'm not bothered by the Ford on the Droideka. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I have the thing on display and it looks fantastic. So I think if you look at the marketing materials and you like what you see, I think you'll enjoy the set a lot. This whole time I've had a gear hiding in my brick separator. One time I was like sorting through some old Lego and I had basically this exact situation where I picked up a brick and I was like, oh, what is hiding? Because, you know, sometimes the undersides of bricks, you know, things will get stuck inside the gaps. Like those Lego horn pieces love to get stuck in there. And I was like, oh, let me fish this out. What is this? And it was a freaking bug. It was like a silverfish or something. I was so grossed out. Nintendo 64 dude here. What's up? You're still welcome. Don't worry. Only got playing PS games around Uncharted. Similar nostalgia for those games. They still feel so good even though they're released. Even though relatively they're not so good. Yeah, well, the Uncharted 4 was unbelievably good, and I really enjoyed the little spin-off as well. What was that one called? The one with the two ladies in charge. Man, it's been a while since I played those. I forgot everybody's names except for Drake and Sully. Really unfortunate about that Tom Holland movie though. Eugh. I was really hyped for that until I saw it, and then I was like, oh no. Made of parts are all one piece. A few parts, I believe. Oh, I think I missed your question, Kay. Let's see. Did anyone see in IG post recently that they had a tiny Grogu pram, like close to minifig scale? Oh. Huh, interesting. So not like the brick built ones that they've been doing. That's cool. I would love to get my hands on one of those. Sounds amazing. I was thinking there must be a way to use the you know those ball and socket pieces that they use for like the gunship cannons, you know? Those could make for a good Grogu pram, but he just doesn't quite fit in there. And the shape isn't quite right, but I thought it could be cool. It was brick built, just tiny. Oh, nice. That's really cool. Super Nintendo, nothing to say. Maybe just really can't. Yeah, I never had any Nintendo products. My very first one that I got was the Wii, which was actually given to me as a gift. That was the first Nintendo thing I ever played, and I played Super Mario Galaxy 2? Was that what I played? If that's even a game that exists. And I absolutely loved it. And then I never played anything on there again. And then I got a Switch because everybody at work was playing Mario Kart and Smash Brothers on the Switch. And I didn't really end up using it. I don't know why. There's nothing against those games. They're amazing. But I just, I don't know, it just didn't grab me the same way. I'm very much like a linear single-player action-adventure kind of a guy. So that's why Jedi Fallen Order was absolutely my jam. Oh, that's really cool. K Crane, you're definitely not thinking of the like some of the pram designs that they've already done. Like they've done 3 or 4 different ones. This is an entirely new thing. Have you seen the short film with Nathan Fillion playing Nathan Drake? Yes, I have. It was so good. To me, that's the official Uncharted movie, not the actual Sony one that they did. Yuck. That movie. They had Jake. I was gonna say Jake Sully. They had Sully and Nathan running around solving an important part of the plot in like a Papa John's pizza underground in a cave. I was like, this is absolute trash. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. I hated it so much. Famicon's the Japanese name. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't have the Super Nintendo in England. I think it was called something different. It was called like... Oh, no, it was called that. I'm thinking of a different thing. But we had a console called the Sega Mega Drive, which I guess America didn't get. And every time I would tell people I played the Sega Mega Drive growing up, they'd be like, I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? SNES. Spot the little red spot from 7-Up is the best Sega Genesis game ever. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that was it. The Sega Genesis was called the Sega Mega Drive in England. My first console... Oh yeah, that's right. Mike, aka Scarif Surf Club, is an Oibruv, just like me. Even though I've lost my accent over the years, but people can still hear it a little now and then. That reminds me of talking about Nathan Fillion. You've hinted at Serenity Mock Revival. Yep. It's happening. I'm doing it. I have some parts orders that I'm waiting on for that. And also some things I still have to figure out. But yes, Serenity Mock is getting finished. I'll be doing updated videos for that probably in the summer. And I'm going to be redoing a little bit of it. And then I'm going to be finishing it and finally making instructions for it. Mark my words, it's happening. Which reminds me, I wanted to ask, where did you grow up in the UK? I grew up predominantly in a small village in northwest London called Chorleywood. And I went to school in a town called Rickmansworth. Because everything in England has to sound extra whimsical. And then I went to college in a town called Harrow-on-the-Hill. And I also lived in a city called Watford. All of this is in northwest London, so if you have a tube map and you look up at the left top hand corner, you'll see basically everywhere that I grew up and all of my old haunts. As somebody who hasn't played Uncharted games ever, the new movie was not indeed particularly good, but it was still a fun, enjoyable watch for me at least. Well, I'm glad that you liked it. I think... Yeah, if you played the games, you would feel just so utterly devastated that they just kind of jettisoned everything that's cool about it in favor of just like Mark Wahlberg one-liners. If you went back to London, how quick would your accent return? Probably within a week. The funny thing is too is my English accent was actually adopted as well because I was actually born in South Africa. So, like Prue from the Great British Baking Show. And she sounds as British as can be. But if you had met me back in 2008 when I first came to America, I probably would have sounded more like this. But over the years, my accent has slowly morphed into being from Los Angeles, California. I don't say Tuesday anymore like I used to. I say Tuesday. This is probably the first thing I asked you about on your socials after commenting on how good Stinger Mantis was. Oh, nice. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm not shy about where I'm from. I remember my roots. It's always weird because I keep in touch with certain people from my childhood and whatnot, and then hearing some of the news in England, or like that certain celebrities that I remember growing up with have died. It's just so weird. It's like this separation because I'm living my whole new life out here in the United States, and it's a weird feeling. Rickmansworth in northwest London. That's Hertfordshire, mate. Yes, it is. But if you get your tube map of London out and you look in the top right corner, you'll see Rickmansworth right there, and Chorley Wood as well. I consider it to be the burbs of London. I like that I got a "you what" from an actual person who lives there. It's good. Let's see. Is there a particular reason you moved? Yes, a very specific reason. Well, it's kind of twofold. So I wanted to be in animation. What did I do with my ratcheting hinges? Damn it. Where are they at? All right, new ratcheting hinge file. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So yes, I wanted to be in animation. I had just finished my degree in 2D, and that same year Disney announced that they were shutting down production on 2D movies going forward, and I was like, damn it. So then at the same time, my parents, who I was still living at home with at the time, wanted to move to the States and settle down and have their Florida dream of sipping margaritas in the Keys. And they were like, you just come with us. We'll go and you can pursue your dreams and do a second degree over there and study CG animation instead. And that's what I did. And then I just stayed here because I got a job and also I got married. So I kind of made my life here. Those new Mandalorian sets are doing a lot of things right. New helmet molds, prints we're getting, and the Rex Y-Wing microfighter. Yeah. With arm printing and everything else, it was a good Lego made. Yes, totally. The upcoming stuff looks amazing. I think a lot of people, if you ask them who are hardcore Lego fans, will say that we're in the absolute worst period in Lego's history. It's that Star Wars has just been abandoned and Lego doesn't care about us. But that's not true. All the stuff that they're doing is really good. Some things may require a little bit of extra help, a tweak here or there to make it just how we want it to be. But overall, the products that we're getting are really solid, I think. I'm from the north. To me, everything south of Birmingham is London. There you go. That's really funny. Everything south of Birmingham? Yeah, that's that reminds me of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels when the two guys, I don't want to say the exact quote of what they say on stream because it is not safe for work, but basically England is very much divided into north and south. Kind of like here, except that we don't have a north and south in America. We have sort of east and west coast and then everything in the middle. So it's very awkwardly divided. Wanted to call Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, but remember this is a family. Yes. People think that Lego can just do what we ask immediately. It takes a few years to implement their plans. I know. I mean, it took them like 3 years to steal all of my designs from 3 years ago and make them. I'm kidding. They didn't do that. I've actually had a surprising amount of people go, hey, did Lego steal your Droideka design? And it's like, no. We just both made one at the same scale. And, certain pieces are good for certain things, so they bear a lot of similarities. But no, the actual builds are not similar at all. It's just funny that all the things that I was thinking about making 3 years ago came out this year in like one single wave. Get those guns. You best get those guns. I love Lock, Stock. That's my favorite Guy Ritchie movie by a country mile. I feel like this year has been a lot better than last year so far. Yeah, I agree. I think they really wanted to try to go all out because it's the 25th anniversary, and you know, probably a lot of people are feeling nostalgic for the early days, and they're trying to really like please everybody. For others looking up Rick Winsworth on the top left, I think he said both right and left, Zone 7 Purple Line. There you go. I wasn't making it up. It's a real place. I really grew up there. I have no problems with the clone minifigs, and I think they look awesome, minus the lack of waistcape, but it is what it is. Yeah, there's a few things that are kind of annoying that I wish LEGO could solve. Like, I was looking at an old Clone Trooper pilot, and the yellow ridge is printed all the way around, so it's fully yellow right here, and it looks great. But apparently, I guess with their new printing techniques, they can't do that anymore, so we get that like weird white gap around the ridge, and it looks kind of odd. But like, you know, you just kind of accept that that's part of what it is, and you just kind of get used to it, and it's fine. And I totally don't even really notice or care anymore. I don't mind the helmet holes either. I think they look fine. You know, it's all just tiny stuff. And when I have all of my clones on a shelf, I can barely tell the difference between the classic Phase 1 ones, even the ones that had the black head and the visor was like cut out. From a distance, they look basically the same, honestly. People make a lot of fuss about nothing to get clicks. Not pointing fingers. I'm just saying, some people like to get the clicks. And you know what? You go for it. You get those clicks. Do what you got to do to survive in this internet economy. Snatch is also pretty nice. Yeah, Snatch is good. I just always had a special place for Lock, Stock. But Snatch is a good movie as well. Especially Brad Pitt is amazing in that movie. Is there a design that you're working on that you just haven't cracked yet? Yeah, several. There's a lot. So Hogwarts, I had to kind of take a step back on the next section because I was like, I had a whole plan for what I was going to do, and then it kind of didn't work out. So I'm rethinking it. Serenity is the big one. My T-Rex, I always wanted to make instructions for that big T-Rex that I made, but there's just a lot of things about it that I know are not like, I don't want to say, I guess consumer friendly, where if you were building it as a fan, you would be like scratching your head a little bit, and also your parts would get stressed. Uh-oh, we've got another you what? Purple line? Don't you mean the Metro line, son? But yes, there's a lot of things that I get a lot of the way into, and then I get stuck, and then I don't know how to fix it. So I'm like, yuck, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to not think about it and go work on something else. Serenity is the biggest regret that I have out of that, though, which I want to fix this year. Does anyone know why all of a sudden they can't print cone pieces all around anymore, just comparing old Chopper to new Chopper? Yeah, I don't know. I really think that they just... It's definitely not just laziness, because they want their products to be as good as they can be because they want you to buy them. So what I think it is that they've switched manufacturing processes in the last 10 years, or the facilities that they're using secondhand or whatever, like outsourcing, can't do those particular things. And it's a real bummer because the printing, I think, was really peak like 10, 12 years ago, and then nowadays there seems to be a lot more limitations, but you kind of, in a weird way, you kind of encounter that a lot in the animation industry. Like, they'll outsource certain tasks to other studios, and then the other studios are like, oh no, we can't do that. So either that has to not be in the show, or you have to figure out a new workaround. Let's see. Subcontracting, outsourcing argument makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I mean, that's my speculation. I don't know for sure, but that's because things seem to change pretty much overnight. Right around 2012, 2013, which is when Lego first moved production outside of just Denmark to allow other factories around the world to start making Lego stuff. So that seems to me the logical point at which things started to change. Lost another piece. Okay. Somehow I always think everything is being made in Denmark, given the prices. Yeah, they have production facilities in China, Mexico, all over Europe, some in the US, I think. And you can tell. I mean, whenever you get a promotional item and you look on the like little serial number thing, it'll tell you where it's made. Like that recent Death Star coin thing that was made in China. It says it right on it. And yeah, given the prices of Lego, it's such a shame that the price continues to creep up, because even when I was a kid, everyone would be like, "Ooh, you got some Lego for your birthday. You're lucky. That's so expensive." And like everything seems so ridiculously cheap looking back, by today's standards, but man, Lego is pricey. I wonder if there'll be a time where I just simply can't get any more new Lego and I'll just be like, well, I'm just going to work with what I have. I have a big enough collection. I'm not going to get new sets. The distribution is only in the US, but only is being built in Virginia. Oh, okay. Interesting. Trying to pull a plant out of the inside of this green thing, by the way. I need a bar to do that. Ryan from M&R Productions comes to mind. He gets fried over every decision Lego makes, and there's a new chopper in the Ghost Phantom is actually accurate in its color because it's based on the Ahsoka show. Yeah, I mean, I actually have been feeling lately that Ryan gets a little too much hate, because I've actually watched some of his content, and I think he does make some good points. But if your entire personality online, it revolves around being critical of a certain product, there's a lot of pressure on you to continue to be critical even when maybe there isn't anything to be mad about anymore. A great example of that, I think an even better example, is Star Wars Theory, who went from being a very positive and giving member of the Star Wars community, making his own short film content and doing genuinely good analysis and lore videos and stuff, into being like a very reactionary, just somebody who's there to just purely complain about Star Wars 24/7. And it's a real shame, because I really liked his content like 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's pretty much unwatchable for me. So yeah, it's that thing, the algorithm drives you to keep doing what you're successful at and to keep doing more and more of it. And it's a really hard thing to turn away from when you're being told, like YouTube will literally tell you, hey, people aren't choosing to watch this video you posted. You should rethink your strategy if you want to keep growing. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my whole following unless I do what it tells me, So it's kind of a bit of a YouTube problem as well. Although I just recently saw a relatively solid, well-explained video on how Lego's pricing actually didn't get too much worse, in fact slightly better in comparison to income development. Yeah, I mean, that is true. I think everything definitely feels more expensive, and the problem is that even though inflation has continued to rise and Lego hasn't gone insanely out of step, wages really aren't rising. So that's the issue. Everybody has less money to spend and Lego costs more. So, everything costs more. It's just kind of the way things are going, unfortunately. But yeah, I actually am in agreement when you look at it objectively. Even things like the smaller sets, we're getting a lot more pieces per set, like the new Star Destroyer that everyone's complaining about because it's so tiny. It's actually not that small, and also it's got more pieces than the last one they did because it's got more details. So it's like you kind of have to accept that the direction that Lego's headed in is more detailed, small pieces, higher cost overall because you're getting more technically for your buck, but it looks a little less impressive on a shelf because it's 20% smaller. Ugh. Oof, I'm losing pieces left and right. All right, it's 5 minutes to go till the end of the stream. I'm gonna go get Parker, and we're gonna do our Parker cameo. I just can't MNR, therefore will not comment any further. I don't watch your stuff anymore. Yeah, no, I know. It's everybody, of course, has their own taste that they're into. All right, 1 second. Be right back. He was sleeping. Here he is. Say hi, buddy. Say hi. This is Parker. Say hi. Yay. I want to make a Lego set of him one day, like a life-size one. Good boy. Oh my god. Whenever he wakes up, he wants to give me kisses. Very little sorting has been accomplished on my end, but thanks for all of your time. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. He's still half asleep. His eyes are so blinky. Good boy. Yeah, my wife and I's entire world is devoted to this guy. Good boy. All right, you want to go say hi to your mama? Whoop. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'm going to call the stream here in a second, but I really appreciate all of you guys for coming. This has been so fun. He's adorable. That's right. He is adorable. He's the cutest little boy. What a cute dog. Also be careful. Dogs have bad breath. Not this guy. He gets his teeth brushed twice a day. He gets dental treats every day that keep his breath smelling really good. And also he gets his teeth brushed at the vet like monthly. So he's got the best breath of any dog ever. Nice to catch one of these, even if it's only at the tail end. Yeah, the tail end, because there was a dog in here and he had a tail. I get it. Got a bunch done while sitting here. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Parker looks very cuddleable. Oh, you would not believe he's so cuddleable. Yeah, he sleeps in the same bed with us, even though you're not technically supposed to do that, but he won't go anywhere else. And man, what a snug little boy. Yeah, hit that like button. I don't exactly know what that does for YouTube in terms of like, you know, ad revenue. Oh, someone did hit it. Okay, I saw that. So I love it. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, this has been so fun. I'm going to keep doing these hopefully weekly or at least every other week because I have, like I mentioned, so much unsorted Lego that I need to get through. And I'm going to figure out a more efficient way of doing it than this big pile. Like, looking at this doesn't look sorted, but I know what's here. I know where to put it. But yeah, I'm going to try to be even more efficient next time around, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone for coming. I'm going to go ahead and call it here 2 minutes or 1 minute early because I got to actually take Parker out for a walk, so perfect. All right, thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.